What's up? What's up?
What up? What up?
How's Thanksgiving?
It was good, man. We partied.
Yeah,
Kamali family parties.
I saw the videos. Looks like y'all had a good time.
Yeah, man. Thanksgiving is always like a family reunion for us.
How many were y'all? How many were y'all?
About 25 people.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We all just went to my sister's house and had a great time.
How far does she live from you?
Well, she's in Leesburg, Virginia. So that's about an hour and a half from my parents. And of course, New York is about 4.5 hours away. So it's a little bit of a trip, but I had a great time. My kids were there too. So we had a great time.
You have an electric car? You drive you drive a lot. So
there's two vehicles. One, I have my travel car, which is the Ford Escape, and I actually ragged the shit out of it. And then I have my other car. So
yeah. Okay. Dude, do you hear? So the United Healthcare CEO, I don't know, got assassinated pretty much.
He got lit up.
Yeah. Do you have? I know. I have healthcare, and we're in the process of switching to new healthcare, and it's healthcare sucks these days. Do you have healthcare now?
I do, but it's Medicare and Medicaid and all that stuff because I can't get. You know how it is. I'm 5'10", 270 pounds. I'm morbidly obese to these people.
Yeah. Not only that, they go by like if you're a felon, that's a strike too. They consider you high risk.
Right.
And so just getting insurance for our family, it's crazy expensive. And this past year, we're paying through the roof and it doesn't cover anything. It's like, what does this cover? It's crazy. So, apparently, this guy, was, people are mad, and so, on the bullet, the bullet that he was shot with, the bullets, there was words inscribed down there that said deny, dispose, and defend. So this guy it was obviously a hit, so people probably thinking, someone's claim got denied, maybe a family member died and someone was fed up, had enough, and they went after this guy. People's tired of insurance companies, big pharma just controlling everything. And when you have a sick family member or someone in their medication, like my dad the other day, his medication he takes, it just went up to like $500 and he's on Social Security. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's sad. And I just wanted to mention that because it was it's crazy. It's a hit, and people are the guy has a family and kids and all that, but people are being pretty ruthless towards him. They're like, the comments about his death are pretty brutal towards him.
It doesn't surprise me, Armon. It really doesn't.
No. A lot of these top.
I'm neither right or left. I'm down the middle. I've said that before, and I totally understand. 1,000,000% understand why the Democrats got slanged. They got slopped, destroyed. Why? Because obvious reasons we don't want to get into. But it's going to get to a point where there's going to be problems. And one of the problems that I see forthcoming is, you have the rich are getting super rich and everybody else is being left behind. And that's just going to cause problems. If you look back at history, if you know your history, that's always caused problems. Every empire in the last 5,000 years has gone down. And America is not immune to that. So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. It's sad, but yeah, not surprised at all. All right, so our let's talk about this kid.
Elliott. Reminds me of
Elliott. So let's say allegedly, because we don't know anything for facts.
Before you say that, let everybody know we tried to get him to come on.
Right, I messaged him.
We did. You messaged him and said, "Hey, man, you want to come on? The two guys that are going to be 100% honest. We're not going to rag on you. You can put your story out." He declined. So let's just say that to everybody.
So let me tell the story first. So first, Elliott, a lot of people's heard this story already. Guy's a freak. Let's insane physique. Pro level physique already, right?
Yes.
Super heavyweight guy. Just won the overall show in Florida, Lake something, Florida. A freak, 25 years old. You know, he said in his write up he was literally taking everything under the sun. When these guys are sponsored by these, you know, SARMs and all these different companies like that, they take everything. You know, if they're getting it for free, this might work 5%, this might work 2%. I'm just going to take everything I have.
Right.
Why not? They don't understand the repercussions as you get older and you care about your health. You know, we were there before, and you know, 20 years old, you don't think like, oh, I'm going to be 40 one day, and I'm going to have to think about health. You really, I was there. I was like, I never pushed it with the drugs, but a lot of people don't really think about the future. And this kid pushed it hard. You know, he admitted it. He said, you know, I overtrained. I was doing a lot of energy drinks. I was taking way more drugs than my coach, Dominic Cardone, told me to take. At least he didn't blame it on his coach, because having a client getting sick is not good. I know you've never had a sick client. I've never had a sick client. We pride ourselves by that, because in this industry, and you know, there's, you know, PDs and other stuff involved, obviously, and there's a right and wrong way to do it. And obviously he did it the wrong way. He wasn't listening to his coach, and he was taking more. But I got messages from certain clients from the East Coast, from Florida, where he's from, and about his girlfriend, and all these different messages. I asked a couple of those people if they wanted to come on, and they wanted to stay out of it. The ones that are acquaintances and friends with him, and I think
which makes sense.
His girlfriend too. And I said, your names are protected. I'm not going to bring up your names, because Elliott said, posted on my IG on publicly, you can see it. He's like, I've never, because I mentioned DNPs, like I've never touched it or ever told a client to ever take DNP, right? So that's fine, whatever. But we're not stupid. You know, we've been in this industry a long time. You know, he's a 25-year-old kid. Nothing against him, but we want to raise awareness and, you know, make people understand. Like, listen, you could bodybuild and be healthy. You look at you, look at Jay, look at, you know, Ronnie. Besides all his injuries, look at Kevin Levrone. You know, of course, Cormier. You guys are all healthy. You got these other guys that are up and coming, and they're killing themselves, and they just want to get there so fast. And the guy had blood clots all in his lungs and all like that. I'm like, I'm thinking he was using some EPO, probably. What else could really cause all the clots in his lungs? He said he didn't take the COVID shot. So I don't know, man. All these,
Armon, to be honest with you, I think it's a combination of everything you just said, plus the massive amounts of SARMs and peptides. As you noted, he's getting for free. He doesn't care, and he's just going to stack on. I know a lot of people who do that they just take one, then take 2, 3, 4. Next thing you know, you're taking 11 to 12 SARMs or peptides at the same time. And you because you're young, because of your youth, you're getting away with it. But even at 25 or 26, or even at 22, it's going to catch up to you. And it did. That's what it told me. You know, listen, I read his statement too. The dizziness, the lightheadedness, the chest pains, the muscle cramps, the difficulty breathing at 25. That sounds like Dallas McCarver shit to me. And Dallas loved the guy. He was fan favorite. I didn't get to meet him, but I knew of people who knew him. They said he was great. King, you don't understand. Guy was a great, so polite. Felt really bad, but same shit, man. Same exact stuff. You push and push and push. I was blessed and lucky enough, and you know, at the beginning, I had Amin. And as many people, you can say whatever you want about Amin, about his issues with recreational stuff and whatever you want to say. I'll tell you this about Amin. He was the first person that put into my head, you don't need that much. It's not necessary. You don't need to take all that. Just this, and this is enough. And proper doses, taking it at the right time and all that stuff. I never did any of these things. I never did. Even if I go back and show you my 3-week out regimen between, let's say before the 2003 Olympia or something. It still wasn't that much. It might look bad today to the layperson who's going to look at it and say, "Oh my God, what is this?" But it's not. To the people who understand, it wasn't. These nowadays, it's all about push. And once again, I say it goes back to the whole social media thing, having to look great all the time.
Yeah. There wasn't all these SARMs and peptides when you were competing, or even when I was competing. And then, after I retired, I had companies reach out to me like crazy. Hey, I want to pay you, promote this. I was like, okay, listen, I'll try them. I'll try them out. I'll try all these peptides out. I'm on TRT. Let me try all these peptides out. CJC, ipromolin, but this, I tried them all out, and I was taking no growth hormone at the time. And 2 IUs of growth hormone worked better than 8 different GH peptides, altogether.
Agreed.
Tried the SARMs, killed my sex drive, got some hair loss, noticed no muscle growth. Okay. So, this is coming from someone that's already taken gear in the past. If you're a teenager and you've never taken gear before, you get your hands on some SARMs. Are you going to get some gains? Yeah, you'll get some gains. Is it going to be near steroids? No. Is it going to be without the side effects? No. The side effects are still there, and there's side effects we still don't know about because these are research chems. The steroids, we know the steroids, Winstrol, D-ball, we know what these do. They've been around forever. I mean, before my generation, your generation, they've been around forever. And we know what they do. We know how they work, and all this new stuff adding in. It hasn't made the physiques better. The physiques aren't better. They've gotten worse. The physiques have gone down. So, you try to tell people and get it through their heads, like, listen, all this extra stuff, RAD 140, LGD, this, all these different, what is this? This is not benefiting you. We didn't take it. And I understand, because a lot of people, there's certain peptides that I, the healing peptides, BBC, TB, those are great. Obviously, there's certain peptides that are good. But when companies are approaching, a lot, and I understand, there's money to be made to promote stuff, and certain products do work. My problem is kids getting their hands on SARMs because it's easy. Their parents don't know what it is. It comes in droppers. They think it's just another supplement, and they're taking all this stuff. They're shutting their natural production down, getting all these other side effects, and it is what it is. Elliott said he never touched DNP, nor did he tell anybody to take it. Allegedly, I have text on my phone. I have messages from people that him and allegedly his girlfriend have put people in the hospital from telling them to take it in the off season. And I asked him, "Do you want to off season DNP?"
Wow.
I'll be honest about DNP. I've had a few clients use DNP before. Very low dose, couple weeks at a time, and then off. That's it. It's not a compound to play around with. I didn't want to use it, but it's a part of the sport, and I admit I have used it with a couple people in the past. Very few people, but I don't think people should ever use it. I don't think it has a place in bodybuilding. It's dangerous. You don't know how it's dosed. You give it to someone, they think it's like clenbuterol. Oh, I'll take extra clenbuterol. That might be fine. Take extra DNP, you're going to be dead. It's going to cook you.
Right. Yeah, I've never used it. I actually had a long conversation with Lee Priest about it, and he told me a little bit about it, and he admitted it was a mistake on his end too, and what have you. I don't know much about it. I know what it can do, and I know it can cook you alive and all that stuff, but it goes back to the shit that we used to talk about before, man. Nobody wants to suffer. It's all about the suffering, People, right. Even yesterday when I went to Instagram Live, I had people coming in and asking me, "Hey, what was the difference between what Chad taught you and what you?" I was like, "It's suffering. It comes down to one word. We suffered 2 hours of cardio, fish and vegetables for 3 weeks straight, that kind of stuff that you don't see anymore." And you look at people like Nick Walker, who I like, and I think is good for the sport because we need a freak. But what is he? 25, 26 years old, pulling out of the Olympia the week before. I mean, it's things like this. It's incomprehensible to me when I think about it. You don't need to. Or this guy pulling out of the Nationals. Now, it is interesting. It is interesting that when he made his statement, he did say, basics do work. Like, these are the things that he was telling the kids. He's like, he's one of the kids, but he was giving advice to the kids, saying basics do work. You don't need to do crazy doses, but you did, brother. You know, you did do the crazy doses. That's why you look the way you look. Then the next big thing will never be the next big hype. Don't think about, these are all the things that, we all preach about, and he had to learn the hard way. It's interesting that he did come out and say all that stuff.
King, this was his like third time hospitalized too. This wasn't the first time.
And when adding to that, what you just said, he's coming out now because he saw death. Okay, two things happen to people who see death: either they change or they stay the same. There is no in-betweens or stuff like that. Either they stay the same or they change. I don't think someone 25 years old is going to change. That's my personal opinion. It is the willing to do anything to get to that. Yeah, we all had that. I had that too. I wanted to get to the pros and become an IFBB professional so bad, but I did not risk my fucking life. I had people like Chad Nichols, like Amin, these guys who like Fairfax Hackley, like Jim Mannion, like Steve Weinberg, who would sit there and say, yo, you're almost there. Keep doing what you're doing. Like that was Chad's big line to me. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
There is no secret. There's no magic. There's nothing that I'm giving to Ronnie that I'm not giving to you. There's no advice I'm giving to Chris Cormier or Flex Wheeler that I'm not giving to you. Just keep doing what you're doing. Hard work is going to pay off. They don't see it like that. They think that there's some fucking thing out there, some injection you can take to take you to that next level. It's not how it works.
And what a lot of these kids things, like I felt like he's like, hey, you could have contacted me first to get the story. And I'm like, listen, like, you're 25 years old. You're not going to tell me the whole truth. I have all these other people telling me that you told them to take DNP, you took DNP, you took this, like, pretty sure it's true. These people aren't messaging me for no reason.
Right.
And I asked them, your names are going to be safe, because he wanted names. I was like, I'm not going to give you names. I told him this isn't coming. And I said, but you can come on the show with King Kamali and myself, and you can talk about what happened to you, help others. Didn't answer back. He read it and didn't answer back. Yeah, so Elliott, if you're watching, which I'm sure you will, brother, we're not bashing you. We're glad you're alive. But listen, you're 25 years old. King's been through it. I've been through it. We've put our bodies through certain amounts. I put my bodies through certain amounts with the rec stuff too. And I'm lucky and I'm blessed to be alive by the grace of God. But, you should not be coaching other people if you're doing this to yourself. I understand people have to make money. Everybody's a coach these days. That comes down to it. But when you're telling people to take DNP allegedly in the off season, and your girlfriend or the girl Natasha Cohen, IFBB Pro, has put girls allegedly in the hospital for kidney damage before their show. This is coming from people that are friends with her. Friends. These people, I said, don't worry, I'm not going to mention your name, this and that. They reached out to me. I didn't go reach out to anybody. I didn't even know who this Elliott guy was up until like a month or so ago. I started seeing pictures around, and I figured the guy was already a pro or something, like a 212. It's hard to tell, from a picture how tall they are, but he's a big boy. He's a super heavy. Right. So, we're trying to, at that age, you probably trying to like, those mother effers, they're talking shit. No, we're trying to help you, and we're trying to warn and help others, because we love this sport, King, right? We love this sport. It's changed a lot, and we don't like seeing people die. Even people we don't know. We don't want our industry and sport to be, that's the death sport. This one's dead. This one's dead. Every few weeks, another dead person, another dead person, another dead person. That's heartbreaking. And you got these, people chasing these false dreams for plastic trophies, and there's no money. And, listen, it's not how it used to be, where they used to fly people everywhere and give you this, give you that. You get a year contract. You might make, if you're a top 10 guy, you might make a little change and get injured. Boom, it's gone. That company don't care about you anymore. They're not your friend. You're not your buddy. If you can't make them money, that's it. They're not your friend. There's very few companies that will stand by your side. I know Victor Martinez had a really good relationship with MHP when he got injured. They still helped him out. I know, Muscle Tech and you had a good relationship.
To this day, Muscle Tech still sends me stuff for free.
Yeah.
To this day.
And there's all those people out there, but most companies, guys, it's business. You're sick and you're done. Like when I got my shoulder injury and my sponsors were asking me, when are you going to compete next? And I was, I'm having shoulder surgery. I'm going to be back next year. And then I have to add another one. I got dropped. They don't care about you. It's all about business. If you're not making them money, it is what it is.
Right. Okay. So let's take it one step further. Now that we're talking about this, you made a great point there. We're not trying to hate on anybody. If there's one thing that we do on this show, the Iron OGs, which by the way, I guarantee you will be the #1 show by mid 2025. I guarantee. You know why? Because we speak to the heart and straight. I have nothing. If one of the judges does something stupid, even though I love Steve Weinberger and we text each other all the time, I'm going to call him out. He knows that. And I know that if you say something that I disagree with, I'm going to say, hey, Armon, I don't agree with that. That's how we do it here. Now, he did take the blame off of his coach, okay,
right,
which is respectful. But I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, I'm not going to speculate. That just could be something of a friendship thing or a loyalty thing, which is fine and dandy. But don't blame it on over dieting, which he did. Don't blame it on over cardio, which he did. And don't blame it on overtraining. All bodybuilders over diet, overtrain, and we all do it. That's a part of the sport, man. You got to bust your ass. You got to squeeze harder. You got to put in there. You got to grind. You got to get to the point where your eyes are rolling back in your head. That's what I used to do when I used to do my cardio. I couldn't keep my eyes open because my eyes kept rolling back. That's called suffering. So don't blame it on suffering. And then he also said he was taking way too many stimulants, which is something that I always talk about. Too much stimulants. When you're in the locker room and you see these kids with the Red Bull and they take 2 scoops of their pre-workout, they pour it in their mouth and they chuck it down with the Red Bull, you're going to destroy your heart. You're destroying your adrenal glands. You are not in. By the time you reach 26, 27, 28 years old, you're fucked. Yep. You don't see it, you will. You think you're invincible. Yes, myself too. I did crazy things and all that stuff, but I was smart enough to listen and talk to the big dogs and say, hey, is this necessary? Or are these guys? I would call Chad all the time. Hey, Chad, I just read this or heard this. Is this true? He goes, yeah, you do that, you'll be dead in 5 years. Okay, that's all I needed to hear. Done. Yeah. Not doing it.
King, my wife, she works at the Heart Hospital. She's a doctor there, over PT. And so many people are there for energy drinks. And their hearts are done with. They're damaged, permanently damaged. 25 years old, 30 years old. People don't understand. They look at like steroids and it's always this. No, you got to understand, guys. When you're taking a stimulant and your heart, your blood pressure is going up and up and up, that's you're going to stroke out. Not only that destroys your kidneys. People don't understand. When your blood pressure goes through the roof, that destroys your kidneys.
Correct.
People don't understand, especially when you're young. Oh, my blood pressure high, it's no problem. Yeah, when you're younger, your body can handle it a lot differently. I remember when I took Anadrol before I get nosebleeds. Oh, just whatever. It handled it then. Now that I'm like a little older, if I'm doing that, I'm probably going to most likely get a stroke if I'm on Trin and Anadrol and all this kind of stuff, and not taking a proper blood pressure medicine or something like that. But yeah, like I asked him to come on, and if you want to be transparent, be 100% transparent. Elliott, with the DNP and all that, all these people aren't going to message me if it's not true. Man up, just say, yeah, I took it, allegedly, what we heard, and I've told other people to take it. I need to change my ways, and I've lived and learned, and things need to change. Don't lie and say I've never touched it and I've never told anybody to take it. These are my personal clients, like close friends that messaged me.
Right.
So just a lot of kids are out there like that, and I get it. Even when I was bodybuilding, I would say, this isn't bad for you at all. If I'm taking even a big cycle, it's still not good for you taking a bodybuilding cycle. But you come off, you let things heal, things go back. And now people aren't just taking off. blast and cruise, blast and cruise. Oh, you're coming off. Oh no, that's so stupid. You guys didn't do that. You're lying. You would get smaller. Yes, we did.
Right.
You did.
Right.
I did.
Another thing that he said that the hospital diagnosed him with rhabdomyolysis.
Right.
So, for people who don't know what that is, it's basically muscles breaking down and releasing myoglobin into the bloodstream, and due to excessive exercise. That's what the concept is. And it's hard for the kidneys to remove the waste. This is like the basic way to explain it. And if it's hard for kidneys to remove the waste, it can lead to kidney failure and eventually death. So that was another diagnosis that the hospital gave him. I could see that. I mean, getting ready for a show, cardio, training, hard work, and all that stuff. So that could be legit.
I've had rhabdo a couple times too, and I got blood work and I went to the hospital. Man, I would go to the ER anytime. I would always have health insurance. If I felt anything was wrong, I've had so many friends that passed away. I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to the hospital. And I've had rhabdo a couple times, and the doctor kind of explained to me, listen, you got a lot of muscle. You're training really hard. Does this mean it's bad, or you go? No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't necessarily mean that. You're training hard. You're breaking down a lot of muscle tissue, and your kidneys have to filter this. So, hopefully, I'm glad. He was supposed to do nationals. He was a favorite. He probably got his pro card, which is not going to change your life much these days. But if he probably would have pushed it, he would probably have been dead. I mean, all these clots he's got to take care of with medication. Get out of there. That clot goes to brain. You're done with. So So he needs to look in the mirror and really kind of at what he's doing. And I understand you're 25, but you're a grown man. You can't be telling other people what to do. You should be coaching people and telling people to take that stuff. And like you said, was a really good point, King, between him and his coach. I don't know what his coach. That's between them two. And maybe his coach said, "Hey, listen, don't tell people to do this." Whatever. We don't know. We don't know what really happened, or who told to do what, or if he was taking extra, or if his coach was telling him to take extra. We don't know that. I mean, I know Dominic is a really nice guy. I know he coaches people out in Vegas. I'm not sure what he tells his certain clients to do, and we don't know what really happened. But this should be, so many deaths that's happened over the past several years, more than any deaths in bodybuilding. It needs to open our eyes, and people need to realize when you're pushing and you're in that moment, you're pushing so hard, you don't think like, oh, it won't happen to me. That I know that guy passed away and that guy passed away and that guy passed away, but it's not going to happen to me. And then you're dead.
I made a post earlier on today for Throwback Thursday. There's a picture of the last top 6 at the Night of the Champions in 2003. It was myself, Victor, Titus, Jabal, and Johnny Jackson. And so it was a nice picture of us standing there before the finals posed down and what have you. And Devana, the first figure champion, Olympic champion, Devana came in. She's a friend of mine. And she said, I remember that night was my first pro win, and it was an amazing night. And we went back and forth, and she's in the same place I am right now, and same place all the people who survived and are thriving. Things have changed. It's a whole different world now, and it's so disgusting. A little bit on the subject, but off the subject. I mean, I saw a thing. I'm sure you saw it too. That fucking girl, the #1 OnlyFans girl, made $43 million. $43 million. And she showed her OnlyFans accounting numbers. It's 43 million. She's not joking. LeBron didn't make that from the Lakers. That is fucking insanity. That is, it's to the point now where I saw another YouTube clip of a young lady who's pretty smart. I don't want to mention her name, but she has a good YouTube following. And she said that in the next 10 years, prostitution and OnlyFans is going to take over. Because these girls are like, what am I doing? Why am I going to go work 9 to 5, kill myself, get a degree, $200,000 for loans, this and that, when I can just go and, pour orange juice on my feet and have somebody lick it off and make about $20 million a year? It's crazy. It's fucking
That
crazy
girl,
what's happening.
that girl too, King. She said she's a virgin still, and she's a devout Christian too. Did you see that?
I didn't see that
Well,
part, but I did see that the people coming out and just saying that it's absolutely the society has pretty much gone down the toilet when it comes to stuff like this. I mean, my daughter right now, she's getting letters back from colleges that she applied to. She's getting presidential scholarships, $140,000, $160,000. These are top 10 schools. Why? She busted her ass. Now, as a father, I got to sit down and say to her, okay, listen, sweetheart, forget about saving the world. Forget about doing all these things because you're such a good person. Go make money. Plastic surgery, orthopedic, go make money. Become a dermatologist. Because if you're going to head down the wrong path, you're going to see these and you're just going to get angry watching these disgusting people make all this money because there's so many perverts and retards in this world.
Yeah, I mean, shame on all the guys that these simps that are paying the money for these.
Simps,
I mean,
exactly.
how pathetic do you have to be? And I'm sure a lot of people keep it in private. I'm sure we're friends with people that pay these people because there's so many of these simps that do that. To pay a girl money it's just pathetic. That's so freaking pathetic.
Armon, I know an IFBB pro bikini girl. I'm not going to mention her name. Okay. Who's with a guy who's got money, and they've been together for a while, and he's on Ashley Madison, he's on OnlyFans, he's got this drop dead gorgeous girl, and she just doesn't care because she's there, the money's there, she's living a nice life, they're traveling, this and that. It's become norm. It literally become a norm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just, it's incredible for me, especially as a father, man. It is disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, today was my daughter's 10th birthday. I saw her earlier.
Birthday.
Yeah, and it's sad, and it worries us as parents too. And it's sad. I mean, all this stuff you're doing with the OnlyFans. When you get older, just watch the porn industry. It has consequences in the future. Mentally, you're not going to be okay in the future. Once you mature, I did things when I was younger too. I'm not proud of. I talk about it. My stripping days. I talk about it now, and some people think I actually do this stuff still. No, I don't do that stuff. I'm 40 years old. I don't strip, and I don't go pose for guys. I don't do that. That was when I say that stuff. That was when I was in my 20s. Okay. So all that stuff that I did, even though I wasn't doing sexual stuff, it still was not good for me mentally. People paying me, to pose for them, or me going to do, stripograms for girls, and working for Cowboys for Angels for going on dates with women and them paying me. That was not good for me mentally. And I'm glad I went through all that because I'm matured, and I'm not going to be some 40 or 50-year-old guy out there trying to, have a 18-year-old girlfriend or sleep around all the time. I'm married and I'm happily married. But things have consequences in the future, and all this fast money and materials are nothing. I mean, we both had nice things, King. I've had nice things. I've lost some things, and it doesn't bring you happiness. Temporarily, maybe. Oh, I got a brand new car. I'm happy for a week, and then that happiness goes away. You see all this stuff now with everybody's attacking this Wes Watson guy, right? Mm. Are you watching or keeping up with any of that?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so he's a guy, Wes Watson, YouTuber, did a few years jail time, get out. He teaches a course, coaching, like King. He charges like $20,000, and he's supposed to motivate people and to be a hardcore male and this and that. And now all the truth's coming about how he's a fraud and phony, and all he talks about is materialistic. This is my watch. This is my watch. I'm a millionaire. I'm this. I'm this. No one cares. No one freaking cares.
Yeah, I could give a fuck all for any of that stuff. I did the whole. One of my closest friends was. He wasn't a billionaire, but his father was, and we did the private jets thing. We did the walk into a Ferrari dealership with a suitcase full of cash thing. We did all those things. Can I tell you something? He was the most depressed guy I ever met. Nothing made him happy. His girlfriend finally left him. She's like, I don't give a fuck how much money he has. I want to be happy. I can't handle this shit anymore. All of that stuff. Yeah, I'm the same way, Armon. I like nice things. So I got a badass fucking exotic car. I like to wear my Ferragamos. I like to wear my fucking Gucci's. And yeah, I do all of that stuff. Fantastic. I do it for me. You know, I dated a girl who was like, I only eat Michelin. I only eat Michelin. Well, go eat Michelin by yourself, you fucking skank. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck off. I only eat Michelin. These are the little things. I mean, the problem is that, like I said, it all goes back to social media. You see these fucking guys, you know, spending money like it's nothing. You see Jake Paul having fake fights against Tyson and getting $40 million. I mean, to have that, talking about the Tyson thing, you heard about the Saudi guy that came and said, look, I'll give you $700 million to Tyson. This is what he offered him. $700 million if you beat the fuck out of him this time. Don't fake it. Get in there and just beat the shit out of him. I'll give you $700 million. You know what? I bet you Mike will go in there and beat the fuck out of him. This is what society has come to. This is what it is now. It's all social media. It's all this. You're right. You made a good point too. When I signed with Muscle Tech, they flew me out to Toronto. Red carpet treatment. I mean, you name it. First class all the way. You think they do that now? Hell no, man. How many followers do you have? How many clicks do you get? We're trying to do the same thing right now, because right now people are going to be like, you guys are doing the same thing with this podcast. Yeah, but at the same time, we're giving you guys knowledge, man. We're giving you guys background. We're giving you the right advice so you don't sit there and go and inject fucking Trenbolone twice a day for 2 months and then end up dying, which I know people are doing right now, taking Tren every day. That's just stupidity. Stupidity.
Years at a time, 5 years at a time. And, you know, the thing is, you worked hard for the money that you have, the nice things you have. It's good, clean money. And when you have fast money, that I've got fast money before, it feels very different when you make fast money and buy something and you've got clean money that you morally made right. It feels good. You feel good about yourself. Hey, I worked hard. I deserve something nice. I bought this car. Like I bought one of my dream cars 2 years ago, working my butt off. I worked hard for it, and I appreciate it because I worked hard for it. If someone gave it to me, or if I was doing like one of these girls, or you know, had a sugar baby, sugar daddy, whatever, I wouldn't feel good driving around this car knowing that I didn't work hard for this car. And it is sad watching all these people, and we can go on and talk about this, you know, every single freaking episode. I mean, it get old, but it's just the mentality. It's just sad. And the dating, like I said before, my friends I talk to, the young guys, I feel so bad for them. The dating life, to find just a decent girl, not even a drop dead girl, just a normal average girl. They want money. They're entitled, and you know, like you said, you got to teach. You know, you teach your daughter. I have a daughter too. To listen. Like, this is not how things work. You're not going to be happy in the end. You're going to be, it's a soulless, it's an empty, you're not going to have a fulfilling life.
I take my daughter shopping. We go together, right? And she'll take me to wherever she wants, and she'll say, I want that. So, and she's such a good girl. Like, I took her to Tiffany and she didn't like it. You know, I was like, you don't want me to get you something, Tiffany? She goes, what is this overpriced shit? No, take me, I want to go to Pandora. Because that's what the kids are doing now. Her age, 16 years old. They like that crystal stuff. I'm like, wow, okay, it's $90 compared to $2,000. That's fine. I'm down with that. Yeah. But every time I buy her something nice, I always ask her the same question. She always says, thanks, Daddy. I'm like, yeah, why'd I do that? She goes, because I'm a fucking straight A student. I'm like, that's right. That's how I deal with her. And she understands that now. She's like, I'm like, the other day for Thanksgiving, I took her out and I got her a bunch of stuff in. And I was like, why did I do that? She goes, because I just got accepted to LSU with a full ride. I'm like, exactly, sweetheart. That's why I do these things for you. Go out there and be a boss. Be an alpha. Don't ever be a sheep. Be a boss.
Awesome. King, he wants to buy your DVD. Do you even have any of your DVDs? King,
they sell them somewhere online. I think I forgot the name of that company that sells all the bodybuilding stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right? The guy from Europe, forgot his name. DM something videos. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Who is this? What's his name?
Rightus.
Yeah, Rightus. Google it and you'll find it.
Yeah. I mean, I had those DVDs used to sell. I mean, I wasn't at your level at all, and I had 4 DVDs that Joe LaBelle did for me, and those sold like hotcakes back then. It was crazy before you posted stuff for free, how many people would buy just DVDs of you just working out, not even giving advice. You're just working out.
I did, honestly, man, I did those. I did the Road to Be King, and Back with a Vengeance. I did those videos. Because I knew one day I want to show my son and my daughter, look what your dad did. Your dad's squatting 700 pounds. Your dad's rowing 500 pounds. I wanted my son and my daughter to see these things. And, some of the clips are on TV. Like, I'll show my son once in a while. He'll look at it and be like, yeah, that's a lot of weight. He'll turn around. I'm like, yeah, but you know how much weight that is? He goes, yeah, I get it. I understand.
Yeah, I remember watching your DVD. I think I got it when I was like 18, and I was a big fan, obviously, because you were the only Persian bodybuilder. So, all right, let's go through a couple questions. King Guy Grundy says, "Hi, mate."
Guy Grundy, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? It's a good guy.
Symptoms of DMP. Yep, those are all symptoms of DNP, and it's used as a pesticide before. It's used to ignite TNT, and people have used it, and a lot of my friends have used it, and they're okay. But listen, it's not something to play around with. And if you do your prep right, and you're not cheating, that has no place in bodybuilding.
Right.
It doesn't have any place in bodybuilding. And I get it. If, instead of doing 3 hours of cardio a day, which some people have to do sometimes, or 2 hours, doing 20 minutes and taking DMP. DMP is going to affect your workouts. You're not going to be as strong. Your tendons are going to be weaker. You're literally going to, my friend Chris Jolly that passed away, he would take it. If you have to put a cover over your bed, a plastic cover, because you're in a pool of your own sweat in the morning, that's not okay. Okay, so don't take the shortcuts, like King said earlier. Do the work, suffer, not through a drug making you suffer and potentially killing you. Suffer the right way through the cardio and all that. So he was lucky he didn't die. Research to 1 in 5 people who experience pulmonary embolisms may die within a year receiving diagnosis. Yes, and he has all those clots, and he has to take care of those because those are extremely dangerous.
He's not, that's an important point. He's not out of the hot water yet, guys.
No.
By far, he is not in this fucking safety zone. He still has to take care of a whole bunch of things to bring back his normal levels.
Boys, I retain water and inflammation in the face after a fast of slow carbs to 4 to 5 days after it changes. I look. Any advice, please? I mean, everybody retains different fluids in their face differently. Like some days my face can be super puffy, and then a few days later it can be clean. I mean, some people, estrogen is one thing. Sodium, how much you eat, it just depends. And some people just have fuller faces than other. I know all the kids now, they want to have a lean face 24/7,
right? And
they're not gaining muscle because they're not eating enough. When I eat that much, my face gets too. Okay, well, you're never going to gain muscle then. So,
right.
Keep a track of your sodium. Don't eat sodium on your diet. You need sodium for your muscles to contract, but don't overdo it. Make sure your estrogen's not too high. That can cause some water retention. What do you say, King?
Same. There's nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Just go with the flow.
DNP sounds like a meth overdose without the high, just cooks you alive, crazy hard. Yeah. Yeah, well, the DNP comes from, we don't know who's making it. I mean, people are getting it. This guy used to sell it, the powder, and then people just used to capsule it. DNP will, if you have it in a plastic bag and let's say you put it on a wooden counter, it will eat through the plastic bag and eat the wood. Okay. Think what it's doing to your insides.
It reminds me of the old school DMSO that you would get from the saddleries.
Yeah.
The transdermal, then you would put the stuff on your skin, put the DMSO, and we'll suck it under your skin so you don't have to take the injections. Yeah. Same thing. You put the DMSO in a plastic container, and then the next morning it's been melted away. You got to be smart.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Be smart.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of times, good will be called bad and bad will be called good. Everything is backwards these days. Yes, it is. Everything is backwards. And, everything, people that are just living wicked and evil and, they're the popular ones. All this nonsense rap that's just talking about the no talent and this. Things are backwards these days. And it's sad to see. And talent isn't really rewarded anymore. People are just looking for clout, whether how stupid or ridiculous the stuff they do is. Like, like our podcast, we tell the truth. We're not doing any stupid things or clickbait stuff or to get views. We're just here being straight up, telling you guys the truth and
admitting to our faults.
Yeah.
I admitted very clearly that I married the wrong woman. I have issues with, I don't trust anybody. You came out and you said, yeah, man, I used to dance and I used to do this and I used to, go out and do that. Yeah, we admit it. Best thing about this show is we are going to give you guys the correct advice. That's how we're looking at it now.
Can you physically tell the difference between a Persian and Arab? Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
But Arabs have darker lips. More of this look, especially the Persian girls. Persian girls have cat eyes. That's a dead giveaway for a Persian girl. They have those tiger cat eyes. Other than that, yeah, then there's other like stereotypical and racist things that I could say, but I'm not going to say. But yeah, you can tell the difference.
Yeah, it's kind of like with like Mexicans and like South Americans. They're like they get offended if you mix them up. And where I live, there's a lot of Arabs. A lot of Arabs live here. Just recently, and I go to Arab barber and I'm friends with a lot of Arabs and stuff. But yeah, culturally, they're different too. I would say they're a little more outgoing, loud, maybe, which isn't nothing wrong with that. But yeah. Look wise, yeah, there's some differences. Similar between Persian food and Turkish food. I've only had Turkish and it's great.
It's not even close, man. I like Turkish food too, but Persian food is in a level by itself. Yeah. It's sitting on a mountain by itself. It's impossible to copy it, and it's just unbelievable. I remember that guy. He went to Iran. What was the guy, the food critic guy who killed himself? Bourdain.
Yeah. Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain. He went to Iran. He goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He couldn't believe it. You have to see that show on YouTube. He said, "You have got to be kidding me." It's the most incredible food. As a matter of fact, I always tell people about Persian food, Iranian food could be bodybuilding food. Just take out the sodium and the oil. That's pretty much it. You take out the oil and the sodium. Persian food is bodybuilding food. That's why Phil Heath got hooked on it when Hani introduced him to it. He's hooked on Persian food. It's just bodybuilding food.
Yeah, it's chicken, kebabs, beef kebabs, rice. I
remember getting ready for the Ironman, and I would go every morning to a Persian restaurant, and every afternoon I'd pick up my skewers. And I remember one of my competitors, I won't say who it was, started making fun of me. Look at him. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, that's why I crushed got my pro card that year, you dickhead.
Yeah, the food's great. And, that's why a lot of, clients you get, let's say if I get I'm sure King can speak for this himself too, the same, like if I get a Mexican client, they're growing up eating Mexican food, which is the best for you. Cheese, a lot of unhealthy foods. And, Persians, see all the guys in Iran, they're freaks, they're muscular. They grow up eating kebab and rice. It's healthy food. They're cooking with olive oil and,
sabzi, all the greens.
Yeah, gourmet sabzi, yeah.
Raw organic greens straight from the garden. No sauce, just grab it and eat it. Put it in your mouth, chew it up.
Yeah, like Asians.
That's fiber.
They're small. Yeah, Asians, they're eating noodles and they don't eat much meat at all. They're just basically noodles and broth, and they're tiny people. So genetic wise, I think that matters. And yeah, the Persians, like King said, he's been to Iran. There's so many freaks over there that would be killing these guys today if they were actually being able to get over here.
Especially in the 212. I mean, it's the 212 guys in Iran are ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I think in the future, the wellness girls from Iran and wellness and bikini girls, they're going to take over too.
Are Persian Americans at risk getting arrested when in Iran? You want to go first, King? Since you
I
have
have
more
dual
experience.
citizenship,
Okay.
so it didn't matter for me. I have Iranian citizenship and I have American citizenship. It's not what you people think. It really isn't. Iran, when I went there, you would think it's all the politics. It's not. It's not. If you guys want to know what Iran's like, there's YouTube channels that you can go check out. Let's say go check out 2024 Tehran nightlife and see what it is. It's people in the streets and food and walking around, and all the girls are looking gorgeous, and the guys are sitting there talking and trendy and all that. It's not what you guys think. And when I did all my seminars, when I went back to Iran a few years back, after we did the seminars and I talked about the bodybuilding and stuff, they all wanted to know what was Las Vegas like, what's LA like, what's New York like, what's the nightlife like, talk to me about. They don't care. There's politics and then there's everybody else. Trust me, it's not like that.
You just can't go there and talk bad about the government. Or my uncle got tortured for doing that. My aunt got shot and killed killed at a rally. Like we have here. People couldn't kind of go protest against the government. They started shooting in the crowd. She got killed. One of my best friends, Chris Jolligan, when he used to go over there, his family wanted him to bring the muscle magazines that he would in. He would have to tear out all the pages of the girls and bikinis and stuff before he brought the magazines over.
When I went, Armon, it was the Olympics.
Okay.
The Olympics were going on. That's a few years, like 8-9 years ago. It was the Olympics, and I was there with Paris Police, which is the #1 soccer team in the country. They were all staying in the same hotel I was staying. It was like the top hotel in Tehran. We had the best time, man. I got to meet these guys. We watched the Olympics till 3 o'clock in the morning. The cafe stayed open until 7 a.m. It was not what you think. Now, is there propaganda on TV? Absolutely. After watching TV there for about 2 weeks, I was like, damn, man, America's fucked up. It started to get to me a little bit. And that's when I turned around and said to my guy, I'm like, man, I got to stop watching TV. I'm starting to see America in a bad light. But other than that, everything is cool. And you're absolutely right. Just don't talk shit. Keep to yourself. Yeah. And I was lucky enough and blessed to be with some powerful people. Powerful people. So I was okay. I was very safe.
Yeah. My brother, he was he was in the military for a little bit. He went through got to basic training, and he had to drop out because he had LASIK surgery. He had where they have to go through all the tear gas. It was too soon. It would destroy his eyes. So my brother, he was going to go over there and play soccer. My uncle, one of my uncles that still lives there, I had some connections for professional soccer teams for him to play, and my dad was worried about him going over there from him just being in the military for a short period of time. So you just don't know 100%. Like myself, like let's say if I wanted to go over there, which I've never been to Iran, if they looked up my name and saw me on a lot of videos that I did, like bodybuilding stuff, people have put them on gay websites. So you'll see Armon, Adibi, gay porn. You'll go to the site and there'll be no video there because I never did any gay porn. But just that kind of stuff, it can get scary because that stuff is not okay there. So
that could be a problem.
Yeah, so you just never know. So Armon, do you have any experience with Finibut? Yeah, so basically that's kind of like a natural benzo. You got to be careful though because it can be addicting, just like a benzo. But I know a lot of people that take it, it calms them down, and it's over the counter. You can get it on the internet. So you just got to be careful with that kind of stuff. So that's all the questions. You want to wrap up with anything, King?
Yeah, man. Let's wrap it up. What did we learn today, kids, boys and girls, freaks and meatheads and meatheadettes? You don't need to go overboard. There is no pot of gold at the end of this rainbow that you guys are following. There's only one Hadi Chupon. There's only one Samson Dauda. There's only one Derek Lunsford. And these guys made it, and they're making good money. They're not making incredible money, but they're making good money out of this. The good money comes from taking this. If Samson was smart, he would open up his own gym, or maybe go into the supplements, or do something else, or like Bumstead. Bumstead is the peak example of all this. You know, that is the ultimate goal, which you have when you go to this. If it means your health, if it means you dying, then you're going down the road of Rich Piana, which I didn't know Rich, but I didn't see anything bad. I actually thought, you know, you let him make his money. The guy's hustling. The guy, he's got his thing that he does. Who cares? He put PMMA in his arms and his chest. But when I saw the video of him and his girlfriend or wife or whoever she was videotaping him, and he was gone in the hotel room, and he was like in and out of consciousness and this and that, that is when I knew 100% his days are limited, because that's going too far. This guy, we talked about Elliott today. I don't know Elliott. We invited him on, but at least he's admitting it now. He's like, yeah, I'm knocking on death's door at 25. Maybe I'll pull back. I hope he does. I really do hope he does. You know, trying to be the next Nick Walker, which he looks like he could have been. He's freaky. The kid is freaky, but it's not worth your life. 25, you're just a kid, man. You haven't experienced anything yet. You know what I'm saying? So be smart, don't do stupid things, and take it one step at a time. And as I said it 1,000 times before, because I get this all the time, get a good mentor / coach. Don't go and hire. I'm not pointing out or putting the spotlight on Brazil. But in my personal experience, you go hire these Brazilian coaches, they don't care. Take this, take that, take this, take that. Yeah, but I'm losing all my hair, and my nuts are shrinking, and my nipples are leaking. It's normal. Keep taking. No, it's not normal. I never had those issues. I still got all my hair. My blood pressure is still great. You know, I don't have gyno. I don't. My skin's clear. So what? What? I'm still 265 pounds. What am I doing right now? Am I taking GH? Am I taking growth? Am I taking peptides? Am I taking androgen? No, I'm on TRT. That's one of the things that I had to deal with for the rest of my life, because I was a professional bodybuilder. Who cares? That's nothing to me. That's like a one shot. Okay, great. Thank you very much. I'm still going to be good. I still got my dick, and I use it a lot. I'm having fun with my life right now. I'm a father. Think about your future. Don't think about now. Okay, think about your future. Don't think about now.
Exactly what King said. I mean, like Elliott, you know, you're still welcome to come on the show if you want to clear up everything. And like I said, you're young. I promise you, you know, just the short time you've been bodybuilding, you know, we used to get, you know, like King said, you got the red carpet rolled out for him. Even though I never got to King's level, I still got to a certain extent for me. We saw a lot of things. We traveled a lot of places. We were worldly. We experienced a lot of different things. Being locked inside all day, eating, sleeping, and shooting gear, that's not a fun life, a fulfilling life. You can still have fun, get out, do things. A lot of these bodybuilders, they don't want kids. Trust me, we both have kids, and it's the most rewarding, fulfilling life ever. It's not for everybody. If you're going to, some people aren't meant to be a good dad and don't have kids, you know. But there's way more to life than bodybuilding and after bodybuilding. And this Elliott guy has a crazy looking physique. And I guarantee you, if he took 1/3 the stuff he was taking, he would look probably pretty close to what he did. And hopefully he can get healthy, because he does have to take care of those clots, which are scary. And who knows what else is going on. We don't know anything else. We only know what he's told us. And hopefully he can come back and in a healthy manner, or as healthy as possible, because he's a freak. You know, I look at his physique. I'm like, geez, this guy looks crazy. I thought he already was a pro when I first saw him. If he could come back and do it a different way, that's great. But if you're going to have to go through and your body is already relying on this amount of drugs, you've been already doing this and pushing it hard for like years, and your body's not going to probably respond to certain amounts. And so,
yeah. And here's one advice to Elliott too. Go back and look at pictures of Troy Zucolato, because you look the same. You guys have the same physique. Go back and look at Troy Zucolato. and you look to see if there's that much of a difference between you and Troy Zucolato. And Troy didn't take 1/4 of what you take. Might wake you up a little bit.
Yep. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Joining Iron OGs today. We'll see y'all next Thursday. Appreciate it, King. Have an amazing, beautiful day. And we'll see y'all next Thursday. Guys, comment, share, like, share the video. We'll be here every Thursday. And like King said earlier, we're going to keep building on this and giving y'all guys the 100% truth. No cutting corners. We're not afraid to share our pasts, our faults, our failures, or anything, because we want to help y'all make the right decisions. Don't make the same mistakes some of we've made, and some of these other guys that are out here giving really dangerous information to others. Giving you like guys like, okay, this is the fast track to make it. We're going to turn you pro. Listen, when you get that pro card, your life is not going to change, especially now. Nothing is going to change in your life whatsoever. Okay. Peace out, King. Hope you have a beautiful day, brother. Love you.
Peace, brother. See you next week.
See ya.